Hey everyone, welcome back to my Simi Sarah channel. Today we have a larger speed build done in Oasis, which is a base game city, and I really tried to challenge myself with this build. This is a really large home, and it has quite a few like unique features of it. I tried to make it match as best as I could to the neighboring lots, so you'll see a very similar style as like the other Oasis mansions. So I purposely built this next to some the other mansions since it is such a large home. And I said it like I feel like it was a challenge for me because the exterior is unlike anything that I have around where I live. I think so often like we look at homes and we see like when we rebuild homes and things like that, like we see it as the homes that we see in our area, in our space. And since I live in Wisconsin, we've got a lot of cold and hot weather, which means our homes do not have like these tile roofs. Even just like the layout of the house with like the windows and things like that it's much more different than what we could have here in Wisconsin with the snow and the extreme elements that we have. So like this house, I've been to like summer states in the United States. So when I say that, I mean like, I've been to New Mexico and I've been down to Florida. And it obviously really depends on where you are. But the style of homes, very different. So I tried to I used a picture for inspiration from Pinterest to kind of get the feeling for it, and I think it came out really well. I'm really proud of it. I had over 6 hours of like screen recorded time, so I chopped it up as best as I could to make it a smaller video. You'll see, obviously, I transition since some of the work wasn't moving like it. You didn't need to see like all the behind the scenes in terms of like me doing the terrain and stuff and trying to get it to work when it wasn't working. So, but anyways, the house actually starts kind of small right here. I mean, I thought it was really large, and then I went inside and I was like, oh, this space actually isn't as large as I had planned. So then I come out and I actually expand it like a ton more. So like that car garage or pretend garage will turn into a 2-car garage and like different things like that. Even all the way up to the end, I added more space. So my goal initially was to make this like a giant like mansion, right? And as I was going, at first I was like, how am I going to fill all this space? I'm not really good at like giant spaces like that, and I just wasn't so sure. But then I started going and decorating, and I was like, man, I need more space. Like I could have done this like way larger, and I think I could fill the space. So, I sometime after I feel a little bit more refreshed from such a long build, I'm going to try doing another like really giant mansion again and try my hand at that. So I'm pretty excited for like to realize that I was able to do it. I think I doubted my abilities a little bit with like filling space and stuff like that. So anyways, we're outside here, and I create this awesome pool with some fountains along the edges. I do end up getting rid of the long side of like jets, mostly because of space. Like I said, like this lot was actually smaller than I anticipated. I would have loved to have a much bigger backyard. I could have done a ton more stuff out there, but I think in the end, like the idea behind the mansion, like I think it was okay that there wasn't as much grass space in the back. So yeah, as you can see, I'm kind of like working on getting the landscape to like make it fit into the space here. This grass space is so small, but that's all right. Like I feel like it's entertainment. Like when you're wealthy, it's not like you're playing out in the grass. So this home ends up being, 3 bedrooms and so many bathrooms. let's see, one, two, three, four bathrooms, I think. And I have it so that the one bedroom is either for a kid or a butler. So if you have like the vintage pack, a butler lives like in your home and you have to have a bed for them. So I do have a bedroom for that, or a kid space, because basically like a double bed wouldn't fit into it very well. So yeah, and then I have like two massive like basically master suite homes. So like if you wanted to make it more bedrooms, definitely could. But like I mentioned, like this was supposed to be an all out build, closets and all. So you can see like I'm working still a little bit on the outside. That's when I realized, man, I needed more space. I come out, I get a porch, I get all these different things going, and to get more space inside. But anyways, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Sims live stream that happened. I actually watched it live, and I love following Pixelade because he always has the news out really quick. I don't have Twitter, so I'm not like following EA's Twitter account and like being able to see when the Sims are like send out things. So whenever I can see Pixelade's videos or even like his announcements, then I'm able to like jump over on to the Sims like Maxis account and kind of see what they have going on. So the live stream today was an hour and 20 minutes long, hour 15, but they were late due to technical difficulties. So they started 5 minutes late. It was a very like, it was long. It was a long stream for not much like news. They did a really neat moment where they talked about some of the art pieces and like just like how they got into The Sims, and these are like Latino creators and designers of The Sims, and so they talked about like how they got into The Sims, different inspiration like that. Sorry, I'm talking really fast. I'm just realizing that now. I think I just got like a little excited or something, but so it was hard to concentrate on, to be honest, because I was looking so forward to finally hearing what the sneak peeks were that they've been alluding to for so long, that like I couldn't concentrate on their stories as well. So I kind of wish that either they had done the sneak peek ahead of time, or that they posted these videos kind of like on a blog or something like that, or like, I don't know, like on Twitter or YouTube for us to watch instead. Sorry, you heard my dog barking. She's a little yapper sometimes, but so it was hard for me to concentrate on the stories when I was looking so forward to what they were going to announce. So after their stories and after kind of showing off like the art pieces that won from their contest that they held, Sim Guru, I think it was Duck, Sim Guru Duck came, and he actually brought us to the Sims game to show us their new feature. And their new feature is called like scenarios. They're adding scenarios to The Sims 4. So I thought I would read a little bit from the Sims community about what it is. So this feature is going to allow players to start a new game in The Sims 4 with an official pre-made challenge put out by the Sims team. For next week's update for The Sims 4, there are only going to be two scenarios called Making Money and Finding Love After a Breakup. Each challenge scenario will have its own set of rules and pre-made conditions set to your household. For the very simple making money scenario, you'll be starting out with 0 simoleons on a lot on your choice and work your way up to 1,000,000 simoleons. You'll have a reminder on the top left corner of what your scenario goal is. The rewards for completing a scenario? Major satisfaction points that you can use to spend in the in-game reward store. This is only a first round of scenarios that the Sims team will release, and we can expect a lot more in the future. There are also going to be limited time scenarios in the game. Sim Guru Duck revealed that there will also be these limited time scenarios coming soon to The Sims 4 shortly after the feature launch. Too many toddlers, perfectly well rounded. You can check out the scenarios feature in a action in the live stream replay below, which is on the Sims community. So scenarios. Okay. I was really excited about this because honestly, it's not something they've had like directly in the game. And I had a really big dream of what this was going to be. And then he kind of showed us, Sim Guru Duck showed us the first scenario of making money scenario. And I was disappointed by that scenario. I know why they started with it, but it was kind of frustrating. So basically, it's rags to riches, right? We've all played rags to riches. It just hasn't technically been official, right? We've just tried to do it and we kept track of it ourselves. It's not about getting to exactly $1 million, but the idea is that we tried to get to the top and nicest house and whatever it is. So that one's really simple. The reason I think they did it is because they want to make sure it doesn't have bugs, or if it is bugs, they want to make sure it's simple enough. I don't know. I guess that's why they chose it. And then the other one was the let's see, not the making money, the finding love after a breakup. So that one's basically like if you're supposed to be going to go find like a new girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, after you end a relationship. One thing that I'm like a little disappointed with the scenarios is it kind of just sounds like aspirations, meaning that you don't need to do them. They're just kind of separate types of thing. Like they're exactly like aspirations, right? Like you try to fulfill and basically check off the list and then that's it. Like that's the whole premise of it. So I guess I'm not sure like what the difference is quite yet with the scenarios. Maybe if some of the scenarios are really good, that could change my mind on my viewpoint on the scenario thing. But until then, I feel like basically it's what we've been doing this whole time with challenges, just actually in game, keeping it track for us. And is very similar to aspiration. So disappointed a little bit, but at the same time, they're kind of laying this foundation for like modders to really expand on things now. So like almost like the Sims are giving us giving like different CC creators and things like that the potential to create something a lot better. And if that's the case, that would be really cool to see like what different mods will come out with this new like basic foundation. Yeah. Here I am, and this is one of my favorite parts of this whole build is my little miniature like garden right in the center of the home. I love how it like you can walk to the bedroom from like the hallway and like go outside a little bit. If you do have the seasons pack, you know, maybe your sim doesn't want to get cold. So I do end up having a door in the kitchen that leads into the bedroom as well. So the outside is not the only way to enter into the master suite, but it is kind of like the main way to do it. I wanted to make the pathway a little unique, so I ended up using a lot of the triangle, like the half slab pieces and connecting them, and then like making it a little more realistic by putting like a dirt around it. And yeah, so like little cute little pathway. Sometime though, the next mansion I do, like I said, I want to make it really large and I want to have that same type of greenway thing in the middle of the house, but I want it to be like a river going through it or something, or like a pond. That would be sweet. So that's on my bucket list to do in the future. So that was the master bathroom right here that I'm finishing up. I'm adding in a sink that initially I forgot to add into, since I made the closet look so cool with like the makeup station and everything like that. I completely forgot about this the bathroom sink. So, but right here is the guest bathroom, and I do end up sectioning off the toilet from the main space. I really like bathrooms that do that for a number of reasons. Number one, I have been walked in on way too many times in the bathroom, mostly by family members, but like, and mind you, I close the door. Okay, I promise. It's not like I'm like leaving the door open, but that has happened way too often. So like, if there were two doors like that, that would be like kind of a cool feature. And then also, it's nice to be able to have like a separate space to like look in the mirror, like make sure you're like presentable, or especially if you're at like a fancy restaurant or something like that full length mirror type thing is kind of nice. So in this like mansion, I was like, yeah, right, the guests are gonna want to make sure like everything's back in place, and like, yeah, so I had even like a full length mirror in there for the guests to be able to like check their wardrobe and things. So this is kind of like the entertainment space, meaning like it's got the TV, beautiful fireplace that ends up opening to the other side. And on the other side is a nice little like sitting room. So it doesn't have a TV. It's basically just kind of like couches and like magazines to kind of sit around. I thought this was like a really good place for, this house is perfect for parties, right? Like there's just so much like space and places to sit and be entertained. You could even add like a speaker in this room to have like dancing. But I keep it a little simpler. I do end up going back and fixing that window that's kind of halfway into the wall, as well as adding, I added like a mantle to the TV place before I take the screenshots. So that's not in the video here, but wait around for the screenshots and you'll kind of see how I add a mantle onto the fireplace. In this room that is like my sunroom, I purposely picked like this green wallpaper. I love the texture on it as well, because I wanted my kitchen to be like really bright and cheery, and then also just like really natural. Like the idea is like the sun is just coming in into the space with like the green growing wallpaper, just kind of signify like growth. So yeah, this kitchen is kind of a interesting like design, because I do have that door into the bedroom right there, but I think it works out really well. You could easily delete that door though, and then just like add a countertop there so that it kind of like fully fits in, but totally up to you. Yeah, but I really like how this kitchen came out, because I think it's like this nice space where you've got like your sink in the middle, kind of being able to overlook outside into the pool area as you're washing dishes. You've got like your stovetop over up against the wall, so it's not necessarily like heating up, like it's not a danger to the people sitting at the counter type thing. Yeah, so I kind of just get a couple items over here that are really good for cooking. And I don't end up using the cabinets on the upper hand. I just didn't think they worked well in this build, specifically because there wasn't as much space as normal, or like I wanted it to be very open. Here, these cabinets I purposely put into the wall a little bit so that the background would be green instead of like the wood of the back of the cabinets. I think it's kind of cool to have like the texture of the wallpaper kind of be like a background, especially it being like a darker color. It makes everything on the shelves like pop really well. So I love like all the clutter that's up here on this like bookshelf area, holding dishes and like tea sets and different things like that. And then like this is the only like cabinety type thing that I talked about like for the kitchen. So I love those round tables that come with the Sims. They're very large though, so you do have to have a very like large space, but worked out nicely. And then what I'm trying to do here is create like our den space or our computer room. Initially, I have this archway before the kitchen that I thought I would turn into the den space because, like I said, like I didn't think I could fill all this space as well as I did. And I realized like that would be such a weird den space for a mansion to have like as a walkthrough. So I knew I needed it to be like have 4 walls, right? Like an actual door leading into it. So I end up doing it right here behind the stairs. Initially, it does have the set of doors leading out to the patio, but I do end up moving those over so that they actually exit through the living room and that the den space is not like accessible to the outside because I wanted that wall space to be used for more like desk space. I do like how I have doors on both sides of this. I realize like this is like a perfect way to get from one side of the house to the other side of the house like a little quicker, specifically from the living room to the kitchen. But if like it's a party, you could like lock the doors and then everyone would stay in like the grand hallways that there are in this house, if that makes sense. One of the cool things is like I love the marble flooring throughout the whole house. It just screams wealthy to me to have like marble floors. It also is something that's very common in houses that are in warmer climates, such as like what this one is supposed to be built in, as it keeps things cooler. In Wisconsin, we use mostly carpeted floors and then some hardwood. But we'd never do tile because, well, I don't want to say never. If we do tile, it's in the bathroom, and typically, most tile, if it's like real tile, usually has like a warming thing underneath it. So basically you can turn on your floor and it like heats up, almost like heated seats in a car, which now that I'm thinking about it, if you live in the South, I'm guessing your cars don't have heated seats. That's something I never thought about. I honestly have to look that up. Do cars in Florida have heated seats? Anyways, in this little spot, I kind of just decorate it a little bit to make it a little more welcoming into the kitchen, but I keep it really simple, mostly because I want the hallways to feel really open and spacious. So last thing we kind of do in this house is the upstairs, which is where we're going to end up with 2 more bedrooms. One of them is the Butler's, which is right off of the staircase. And then the other one is down there on the end of the hallway, right above actually the other main bedroom of the house. In fact, this bedroom ends up having a cute little sitting area before you enter the bedroom. I don't know. I kind of love the idea of just having spaces to sit around in the house to read. I'm an avid reader myself, and so cozy spots like that, like just randomly throughout the house, especially ones that are a little more secluded, are kind of special. So I thought, if your parents are having a party, then you could like go upstairs and not have to necessarily like be part of the action and could kind of read your book and be a little bit more introverted. Anyways, this bedroom, I go for a bluer theme with white. I do end up making it almost feel like a teenager's room because I add a TV and a gaming console in this space. So obviously it doesn't have to be a teenager's room, but the gaming station and the one side, I make a closet only for like one sim. So it's like, or actually, no, I do 2 sims, but I make it a smaller closet than the downstairs closet, mostly because of lack of space. So definitely could have made this house a little bit bigger, but, yeah, so that's the closet for this space, and the bathroom is connected right off of it. And this bathroom is a little bit more special than the downstairs one because it has a corner tub, which actually comes from, I think the one that I use comes from the fitness pack, if I remember correctly. So that one looks like really cool and gives it a little bit almost like a little more spoiled feature for for this bedroom compared to the downstairs one. But the downstairs one has a cool outdoor gardening area. Although this one has a porch off of it. Oh, I don't know. You could kind of decide which one you like more and make it the master bedroom. But anyways, I tried to use this island living TV console space right here, and I wanted to use it so badly, but none of the swatches worked with what I had in the build. So if it even had a white swatch, it would have worked, but nope. I miss the color wheel just because of that. I don't mind the swatches, but I really wish that at least every swatch had white and black. Like, there's no reason that that shouldn't be the case. But oh well. So here's that bathroom and the sweet corner tub that comes with it, and the robes and different things like that. So about the scenarios, you'll have to let me know what you think about them. If you're on board with them and are excited about them, comment about it. If you did not hear about this yet, that's okay too. Go watch the video on the Sims community page. Let me know what your thoughts are, and hopefully like we can get some things with the Sims 4. A lot of people are speculating that the reason they're not doing another pack until the at all for the rest of the year, that's something else they mentioned, I forgot to say. They're not doing any more packs, which is crazy because they always do one in November. So the fact that they're not doing that and adding like a gameplay feature like this, a lot of people are speculating that it's almost time for Sims 5, probably going to get announced next year, and that they're almost like using some of the features in Sims 5 to kind of test play and see what people think. So like this scenarios thing, before they put it in Sims 5, they want to see what kind of happens with it in Sims 4. I don't know. So that's some people and what their thoughts are. Honestly, I don't think we're going to get the Sims 5 next year. I feel like The Sims 4 is finally kind of coming together in terms of a lot of things that it's been missing since it originally came out in 2014. So I highly doubt that they would finally get everything, or at least start getting more things on board and then kind of disappear and start making Sims 5. I don't know. I think Sims 5's in the works, that's for sure, but these games take a lot of time to produce. So hopefully we hear soon about what's going on though with Sims 5, but that's speculation stuff. Here is our butler's room or kids room, whatever you prefer. It's a kind of a simpler space, smaller bathroom. I said butler because like there's no master closet or anything, but easily a kid's room. Like this, there's good space to make it a toy room, and especially right off of this doorway there's a giant space that I end up putting like a ping pong table with. But yeah, like you could make it a kid's playroom and things like that. But I even add like an alarm clock, thinking, okay, the butler's got to be up in time, like they can't be sleeping all the time. So yeah, that's what I have there, and get this cool rug in there. Right here at the end too, I realized, man, there is no place for a gym. So I decide to add on a whole section of the house here right towards the end to get a gym in here, right? This is a mansion. It should have like the works, a very nice house type thing. So if you wanted, this could also be a bedroom. But I make it this nice, cool, like workout space, full length mirror, and places for your water bottle, and yeah, so a home gym here. I want to thank you so much for watching my videos, and I hope you stuck around here. I might be the only one who's stayed for this long. I know it's a little longer of a video, but thank you so much for all your support. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button below, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and stick around for some pretty cool screenshots. And I hope you enjoyed this build. Thanks for watching. Bye.